Hi everybody, welcome to Kate Space, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for all the beautiful comments and feedback on the boho journal. Welcome to all my new subscribers. Thanks so much for joining us, and I hope that you'll find something that inspires you or interests you here on this channel. Now I wanted to do some more things for my journal before I start stitching any of the pages in, and I had a little play about, I don't know, a week ago, making some boho beads. I looked up boho beads on YouTube and found a couple of really old videos. One was 5 years old, one was 3 years old, and sort of had a little look at what everyone was doing and adapted it, and this is what I've come up with. I made these two, but then I realized neither of them really match the journal. This one probably does more. This one's quite big and bulky, but I thought I'd make another one with you guys and see how we go. Because I'm new to this, I'm not sure how it's gonna work, so bear with me. I've chosen this piece of fabric, but I don't need it that wide. You don't need a huge bit of fabric. And then I was going to put this one over the top. That might be quite bulky, but I'm going to give it a go and see how we go. So I need some glue, obviously. I'm going to use this acetone base glue and see how I go. I'm just going to cut this down here. I would quite like to see this piece, but then I'm going to have this decorative piece. Anyway, so I'm going to put glue on my straw. So this is a paper straw that I've cut to this length. I didn't really choose a certain length. It's about 4 centimeters long, and it's a paper straw because it's stronger. Some people I saw making these made them with skewers, wooden skewers. So I'm just going to put my fabric on here. Make sure it's glued down, and then wind it round. Add more glue. And then put on the fabric here so that it sticks to itself. Oops. I was trying to avoid that, getting a glob of glue on the fabric. Right, so I'm going to cut that off about there. Put a bit more glue on to make sure that it's stuck down. So basically you're just covering your straw. All right, let's give this a go. Just chop these little stringy bits off. Apply some more glue. Just gonna cut that bit off there. And glue this bit on. This might need a bit more glue because it's quite heavy fabric. I'm not sure if this is gonna, how successful this is gonna be, but anyway, we'll get in there with some more glue. There we go. Give it some time to stick. I hope everybody's well and enjoying the collaboration. Some beautiful projects have been made. It's been a real fun month. Okay, hopefully that's stuck right. Some more glue on. And wrap this round. Just keep applying glue. I'm going to need a little bit more for this fabric. The last one I made just out of some sari ribbon, and that's just very easy to adhere to the straw. This one's proving a bit trickier. We need to stop about there, else it's going to get very fat. That doesn't matter probably if it's fat. Okay, I hate cutting these braids, but anyway, these trims. Right, so we need to try and glue this down. We go with this. Okay, just hold it still for a while for the glue to take. Very sticky mess that I'm getting myself into. Now this is going to fray quite a lot, so I'm just going to add some glue on there. Alright, well, we'll see how we go. Now we need some stiff wire to go through the middle. I've got this gold one here. I'm going to cut it. Whoa, we're all coming unraveling here. It's quite fiddly. I really want my wire to all come unraveled. Now I would rather have a bit too much than too little, because I end up, I'm not very good at the jewelry thing. So, oh wow. So this is meant to, I think, go into that gap so that it doesn't come unraveled, but it doesn't really want to go into that gap, so I'm not really sure what the story is with that. Okay, now this is the bit that is going to come through the middle. Now I'm going to do a loop at the top and the bottom. Now I'm going to try and remember how to do this. I will link the video below that I think was probably the one that I followed the most closely, so that you can go and watch her. Now you bend this that way. then you get these and you make a loop. Make a loop around your long nose pliers like that, and then you wrap this wire around a couple of times. And then you snip this bit off. It goes flying, so you'll find that later when you clean up. Okay, and then I just kind of try and fiddle with this to squash it in to make it look neater. Okay. Yep, and I fiddle about with it, and yeah, it's not perfect because I'm not a jewelry maker, and yeah, I find this kind of stuff real hard. So I've got this little loopy thing, and so that goes in there like that. That's the top. So what do we want on the top? We want some beads. I'd quite like a bead cap, I think. To sit on top of my I think I want a bead cap. I don't have, do I have a gold one? Oh, I do. I do have a gold one. I think I would prefer a gold one. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, and then, oh. I don't have a whole heap in the way of gold pink beads, so I'm just going to go with maybe this one, the small one. Let's have a look and see what this looks like. So small, and then a big, and then the bead cap, and then my straw. Or is that too many? I think I do like the bigger bead cap. And then basically you do the same on the bottom. The bead cap. The big glass bead and the small glass bead. And now I have to try and do this thing again, which I'm dreading. So I bend it that way, and then I'm going to make a loop. Around my, okay, so I've done that too close, I think. Hang on, let me just push everything down, because you need to be able to wrap the wire around something. Yep, so that's too close. So I'm going to bend it up there a bit more. Oh dear. And then, yeah, I think leave your long nose pliers in there and grab the wire and wrap it around. We'll see how we go. Twice. I'm going to cut it off. Whoops. Hopefully I was in camera in screen somewhat there. And then I'm going to squish it. So that's quite tight. Maybe a bit too tight. Okay, so there is my bead. Now the next thing that I watched this lady do was wrap the wire around with the extra seed beads. So decide what sort of colour seed beads you want to use. And I think I'm going to go with these ones here. And this wire is a lot thinner. It's real bendy, bendy wire. So the first thing she did was wrap this around the top of the bead. Now, to secure it, and I think you need it to get up and under there. Wrap it around a few times so it's nice and tight. Yeah, I think I've done this one a bit tight. And then she wrapped it around the bead, and she went this way and then wrapped it around the top, and then she came back down, but I'm not going to come back down again because I'm not going to have room at the top of mine, because I've actually probably done this way too tight. So I'm going to cut my wire. And then basically you pick up all your beads onto your wire, and you need quite a few. It's very fiddly. The good thing about this is it helps hold on your fabric, so it makes everything super secure. By the time you've done this, nothing's going anywhere. That one won't go on the wire. And it just adds heaps, another lot of bit of extra bling. And I'm going to put lots on so I don't have to do this again. So I'm a bit worried that I might actually have to take this apart because I've made it too tight at the top. So yeah, when you do your top thing. Okay, so then you come back the other way and you start sort of dropping the beads as you wind. And then pulling. So beads there, and just leaving beads where you think you might want them. It's kind of not really going well for me. Okay. I have to say the other ones I made went much easier than this, much more straightforward, which is probably why I decided I should do a video, and now it's just really not working for me, but that's okay. So I'm just gonna persevere here, pull it tight. There's my beads. And yeah, around the top again if you can, and that's where my problem seems to be. Okay, and then back down and dropping some beads in the gaps where you want them. And you don't have to do them 2 at a time, you can leave 3 or 4. Yeah, it is quite fiddly. I need more, so try and get some more beads onto your wire if you feel like you want more. Where are we? I want more than that. So I'm trying to fill the gaps, but I'm struggling today with that. My hands don't want to pull the wire tight. Yeah, so my beads have all joined together and I don't want that. So yeah, there's 2 there. 2 there. 2 there. 2 there. I think I'm going to stop, so then wind your wire around the top again if you can, and if you've left a decent gap then you'll be fine with that. And cut it off. And cut this one off. And you just want to sort of tuck your wire in there. And tuck this one in too. Try and remember which way you were winding it. I can't remember now. Just tuck it in there. So there we've got our beads. Mine have moved a little bit, so I'm just sort of pushing them around a bit so they're a bit better spaced. But yeah, I could have probably done my wire a bit tighter than that. And that's what we've got so far. Let me just put put these beads away. Now what we need to think about is how we're going to attach it to the journal and what we want to be hanging off the end. And I will probably simply just use a bulb pin, I'm thinking, to attach mine. That's my plan at this stage. So I'll just put the bulb pin through the top. But I think I would like something hanging off the bottom. I have got these little things, so whether I pop one of those on the bottom, or you could put a little key, but that would be quite big, or if you've got another bead that you really love, you could use another bead. For example, I have this beautiful bead, which is glass, but I could attach that. It's got the pinks and everything in it. But I'm wondering whether I just attach one of these. This one here. Let me just separate it from its jump ring. So we could just attach it by this jump ring. I could get a better jump ring, but I can change this one later if I want to. Just try and straighten that up. But when you open jump rings, you're supposed to do it sideways, not open them out like that. But that one just seems to want to do that. See if I can squish it a bit. Nope. It's not behaving at all. Might be better to get a better jump ring than that old. That's the old original one, so I'll find a better jump ring. This is very fiddly. I can see why I don't do this very often. But hopefully the end result will be worth it. Okay, so let's catch our little gold, our little pink jewel. And so yeah, that is going to clip to a tab that I'm going to make out of something, and we will end up pinning this to a tab, for example, which will be attached to a page in our journal. Like so, and it will hang on our journal like that. Or alternatively, it could, if we make a hole in here or something, we could attach it to the spine or the front of the journal if we wanted to. But I don't think I want to. I think I want to have it hanging off the side. So there we go, there's our boho bead. Like I said, I will link a couple of the tutorials that I watched down below so that you can get a better idea of how to make it, because that wasn't ideal. once you get the hang of it, they're actually quite easy. And you know, you've probably got some paper straws at home, and you know, just some junky jewelry that you might have lying around, and they look super pretty hanging on your boho journal. So yeah, that's another little step closer to getting our journal done. We've got our boho bead, we've got our folded tag, and now I need to get on with putting the tabs and things on the pages and getting them ready to be sewn in. So that's the next job. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you found that a little bit useful and inspiring, and that you'll give it a go. And I look forward to seeing you again soon in the next video. Bye.